Hey everybody, Scott here. Back to drink another tea. This is going to be a new tea. Focus on new teas. It'll be good when they come out. And then maybe in a few years we'll check back in with them if we have time. Today we are going to be drinking the 2018 Autumn Nan Po. And yeah, so this is part of our Lean Tong series. This wrapper, this is our Autumn Lean Tong series. This is a wrapper by Kampane. Hopefully I didn't pronounce your name incorrectly. But yeah, let's get to it. I'll talk a little bit more about Nan Po, and we'll try this tea and we'll see how it is. It's pretty fresh, again, so picked in, early October. But yeah, we're gonna get started. Got 4 grams here in this little gaiwan, which is just, I think, a good amount. And I'm just gonna steep right into these cups here. I'm gonna do a wash because Nan Po is a tea that we've been making since 2011. When we met somebody from that area. Nan Po is actually very, very near Bing Dao in Mengku County, which is in Lincang. Mengku is well known for Bing Dao and just for tea in general. There's tons of great tea growing in Mengku. And we also source tea from Bing Dao Lao Zhai. There's also Bing Dao Xinjai, or new, but we don't get tea from there. That's like the super crazy one, super crazy expensive. We also get tea from Luowu and Ba Wai, and also DJ. DJ is another one that's also near Bing Dao and is also quite famous. A lot of Nan Po tea is sold as Bing Dao tea because it's so close, and it's just, it's more profitable for them to sell the tea to people who resell it as Bing Dao tea. But we are offering, it's funny because there's actually so few people that actually offer Nan Po tea because, like I said, it's mostly being sold as Bing Dao tea. But we offer it as Nan Po tea, and I'm trying to bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of great teas and a lot of villages out there and areas, and if we just focus on one, and everybody's focused on that one, and they don't realize that there's also other good ones, it really ruins the market, and it's kind of crazy, to focus all this energy on Lao Banjiang or Bing Dao or Xigui or whatever, and there's all these other great teas out there. It's like, why would you pay, 20 times as much for, like a Bing Dao Xinjai versus this tea, or 10 times as much, or however, So, we're trying to bring attention to some of these other areas that are very close and similar, really good teas. This one also is from older tea trees, not, 100-year-old, 200 years old. Mature, naturally growing tea trees. So, anyways, let's get to it. Well, actually, I'm going to wait. That's still way too hot. But, yeah, Nan Po we've been making since 2011. We made it in 2011 spring. That was the first time. 2012 spring. I want to say 2013. We've also done some autumn productions of Nan Po. I don't think we did a Nan Po spring production for 2018, but we did an autumn one. So, a lot of times we just don't make the same tea from the same area every season, simply because, like in this case, I think the spring, I don't remember actually why we didn't make the spring one, but sometimes it's not available, or sometimes they messed up the processing, or sometimes we just are focused on other teas because of the timing of everything, and it's pretty wild in you know, the harvest time, drinking all the different Mao Cha and trying to sort out which ones we're going to make, and having connections with different growers. And you know, we also a lot of times you know, we like to keep our growers engaged with us, so we often will keep making the tea and buy the tea if it's good, you know. So sometimes we end up buying more tea, sometimes more tea than we need, but I do it a lot of times just to kind of, you know, to keep that relationship going, and to, you know, keep them focused, you know, like, oh yeah, we want to buy your tea, you know. Because there's a lot of competition for really good teas like this, especially like this one. You have people who are selling it as Bing Dao tea, and I've been told by growers they're like, oh, just sell it as Bing Dao tea, you know, and then you can get a higher price. And I mean, I understand where they're coming from. They want to make more money. They want to have a higher, you know, and the price is not cheap. I mean, for an autumn tea, this is $72, so for a 400-gram cake, you know. They want to make more money, and I don't blame them at all. You know, I mean, and if they want to sell it to people as Bing Dao, and those people are going to resell it to their end customers as Bing Dao, that's, you know, that's their business. That's not my business. But, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of on this crusade to make good tea and to have it be, you know, it is what it is. If it's from Nan Po, it's from Nan Po. If it's from Bing Dao, it's from Bing Dao. If it's from, you know, Tofu Village, Do Fu Zhai, it's from Do Fu Zhai, you know. And, you know, if it's enjoyed by people and they like it, and that they're happy with the price they paid for it, then I've done my job. So, okay, so, wow. Thick, full-bodied. It's kind of buttery, actually. There's like this bitter, buttery, thick. It's very viscous, very, very thick, especially for an autumn tea. This is one of those trick you teas, you know, that if you tasted blind, you probably would mistake it for a spring tea. And I think really, really good teas, especially teas from, like, you know, mature tea trees and growing naturally and well processed. Often the autumn tea is not, you know, can be excellent as well. And not always, like, obviously an autumn tea. Now, of course, you drink these, you know, side by side, maybe an autumn and a spring from the same year, you're definitely going to notice a difference. But in terms of like one being better than the other, that can really depend on you as well. There's a real sweetness in this tea as well. Let me keep going here. It's hard for me to talk and to focus on this. Nice dark olive leaves. These leaves were picked at actually at a kind of a medium early stage in the autumn, and I think that's why you're getting a little bit more of that potency. Sometimes autumn, not just autumn, but spring leaves as well are allowed to grow and to be larger and more mature before they're picked, and that can really quite change the profile as well. All right, let's do number 3. Wow. Bitterness. Bitterness with very little astringency, and I think that's what makes the tea from this area special, and one of the reasons that Bing Dao also is quite popular tea, because it has bitterness without much astringency. It's also incredibly sweet. It's incredibly like stimulating in the mouth and just hangs out there. But the bitterness doesn't hang out. The bitterness a little bit here, but it quickly transforms into sweetness and just kind of like liveliness, cooling. There's a real cooling sensation. So much going on with this tea. So much going on. Powerful. And the chachi is, I'm already feeling it. Like, it's amazing how fast that can hit you. There's like a mineral aspect to it as well. That's really, wow. This is really good tea. This is really, really good. I haven't had this since it was pressed, so I've only had it as matcha. Wow, so much going on. It just hangs out in the mouth there. It's really potent and thick. All right. This is a powerhouse of a tea. Just really just, whew, man. In the mouth, in the body. Good stuff. Going strong. A little more sweetness creeping out here. Maybe because my mouth has become more accustomed to the bitterness. It's like come and go, come and go. I'm also drinking these really close together. This would be a tea that I would actually recommend you take a glass of warm water, not hot, but warm, and in between each cupping, take a sip. And that'll reset your mouth a little bit, but it'll also activate all the oils in this tea. And you'll kind of, you realize like, wow, how much of the experience is like happening, not when you drink the tea, but after you drink the tea. Wow. It's really nice. Today is a little bit warmer, so I was really like psyched to come back to Sheng because I've really been wanting it, but I don't really like to drink it when it's all cold and like, I don't know. I like drinking it when the weather's a little bit warmer, so it's nice to start to be able to get back into Sheng again after a brief hiatus. All right. Got steep 6 and 7 here. I'm dropping in the 8th right here. Let's hit this. So satisfying. Like this, it's changing, but it's not losing anything. I mean, it's just as very rich. It's still really oily, mineral, sweet, bitter, a little touch of like, kind of like tartness, I guess you could say, cooling. An impressive tea. I know. I'm just, wow. And we only pressed 40 kilograms total, so, you know, you're looking at, I guess, 2.5 times, exactly 100 cake, or just almost exactly 100 cakes. We took 40 kilos into the tea factory. Usually when we take 40 kilos in, we get about 39 out, something like that, because they lose stuff, and they use a wind tunnel machine to try to remove any kind of, like, little, you know, fannings and things like that before pressing, so we lose a little bit there, and we lose a little bit stuck to the cotton bags and here and there. So probably just under 100 cakes total came out. So again, you know, these are really small productions, and it's because that's really pretty much the amount of tea that's being produced by this particular family. There are other families in Nan Po, but you know, that's the thing I keep telling people. It's like, you know, yeah, you can invest in Mengku Tea Factory and Xiaoguan and things like that, but I mean, if you're going to invest in something, you typically, you know, especially if it has a collector value, or, you know, and I would say tea has collector value, you want to invest in something that, well, not only you like, that you like, and tea, you know, but also something that's scarce. It's something that's not mass produced. So I would say 100 cakes is the exact opposite of mass produced. So, you know, keep that in mind, you know. And keep in mind that next year in September, when we increase the autumn teas, we'll increase the Yunnan sourcing autumn productions prices. You know, give them a little bump up. So in mid-September usually. So, you know, you've got time. You've got time. Get a sample and try it. Steeping number 8. Wow, nice. The bitterness is dropping out a little bit, and the sweetness is coming more to the forefront, which is really nice, but it's still really thick. It's still just like thick. So I'm really happy. This is definitely, we got 8 steeps. This is definitely a 10 plus steep tea, no problem. Even pushing it a bit, and I have been pushing it a bit. But I think we're gonna let it go there. Just to give you a general idea of the tea. I'm not gonna go through like 10 million steeps and give you the blow by blow of how it is, but I think you've got an idea. If you're really a fan of Linsang, Mengku teas, Bing Dao teas, or just really good, strong, full-bodied Pu'er, I definitely would encourage you to try this. Nan Po 2018 Yunnan sourcing Nan Po autumn. Yeah, check it out. And I'll link down below. So yeah, see you on the next video. Bye.